and I got I'm scared of the banks to keep stacking them chips.
All right, I got Lex here again with me, and you guys just took it 2-1. Train did not go how you expected.
Literally right before when you interviewed me, I was like, our Mirage has been kind of suspect at times lately, but we were really comfortable on it apparently, and came out guns blazing. Took the first map really handily, and then we went into train and won first CT pistol, and we were up like 3-0, and there was just like, we're one of those teams where if we don't hit our timings and our rotations perfectly, like stuff's about to go down. Like we're gonna lose some rounds that we shouldn't, right? And we made a lot of individual plays that I thought were successful, but they were individual fights. Our rotations were consistently off, and it just has to do with like, especially on a map where we've gotten comfortable on it in the past. Like we've applied changes to it in the past few weeks. And I haven't, even missed any sleep over like whether or not our train's gonna work. Up until now, our CT's been perfect, like flawless. And every time we have like Hades go down at inner, like there's a rotator perfectly there, like waiting for him. But didn't happen. They actually abused the fact that like we don't necessarily search for info a lot on the map, and if we do, like it could be like Ivory side or inner. And both times like that we tried to get info early on, like we got shut down, lost a pick early, and it was like afraid to do that the rest of the game. Those guys are really talented, and frankly, I think it was last LAN you said that they took us into OT, right?
Yeah, and then took a map too. Not the entirely same squad, but it was the ISL power guys. Yeah. Well, a lot of the same players. And then moving on to Overpass, did you expect them to put up that big of a fight on the T side when you had that big of a lead?
It has to do with the same thing. I think it might just be our CTs today. It's like we're one player that would normally take a fight consistently, like gets outpicked one time, and suddenly our rotations freeze, and we're afraid to kind of make the high risk chance to reward rate, or whatever you want to call it, to actually make that play again. And sometimes it pays off, sometimes it doesn't. There was like 2 rounds where it was like last second should have won the round 1v1s that broke our money. So like the first 6 rounds of their T side, like we were on double saves twice, and say what you want about it, but that is it's a backbreaker when it comes to like trying to lock down a map like Overpass. And actually the way we thought that they were going to play it, they didn't at all. They opted for a lot of A control, so early on we were stacking like 4 towards B, just off kind of the reads that we were getting of them taking short control. They would try and make the boost and peek into the site, and like that'll rattle us if we're not in the right setup for it. If we're playing super aggressive towards B, like it's very easy to kind of misread the situation. All it takes is 1 or 2 guys outside the site to make you think that the next heat's coming.
Yeah.
And we definitely bid on it a few times. I think that's one of the things that, especially against, I won't call them necessarily a lesser opponent, because they've taken maps on us, like even online, at least once every time, which is more than most pro teams can say. But I honestly feel like that team has whoever's in game leading for him might be shot up. I'm not sure.
It was switched over to Ye, like mid train, I guess.
Well, I honestly think like somebody over there is like throwing really good fakes, and it's not like it's this mastermind kind of CS that they're playing. It's just like the ability to roll into a default, regroup, and hit the exact opposite spot that we're like stacked at.
Yeah.
With 4 guys, like they would just walk down 4 down inner, and it was down lower, and it was, and Warren was getting caught off guard, and it's not his fault. Like we were the ones outside as the rotators that were like, no, like you're good, dude. Like they're totally not gonna come down lower right now. And sure enough, nobody's even close to being able to help him at inside. So, it's a little disheartening for, I think, us as players. We got a little tilted in the middle of train because it was over and over and over again. We were running into those situations where it was just like either we're getting super outsmarted or we're just playing dumb CS, and I think it was more of a testament to them to playing smart CS than us one way or the other. So
yeah, maybe if they get a few more rounds on, before the first half on Overpass, might have seen a different one there. Have you seen much of Kingdom? Do you know much about these guys? These are the guys you're meeting in the winners bracket. Have you watched any of their play?
Who's on the roster?
We got Quick.
Okay, I know Quick.
Dixon.
No Dixon.
SQK.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, these guys.
Fighter.
We played them in our group, actually.
Okay.
We got to play them on Nuke, which was super hype for me. Favorite map. I've only played 1 match on it.
Gross?
Since the new one. Oh, it's a wonderful map. Yeah, okay. Admittedly, there's some bug fixes that need to be done. It's definitely not perfect at all, but extremely ecstatic to see it back in the rotation. And even having some T-side advantages, I think, will make players, especially at the growing pains of building a new team. Like Nuke is one of the hardest things to tackle. Same with Inferno. But having a more even-sided map definitely plays towards the idea of it being balanced. I think it's still a very CT-sided map if you have your rotations down and have your communication on point. But I think they were just pugging it. It was random that it came down to it.
I think that's what they said. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think 2 or 3 of us know like a set smoke or two, and we watched like Luminos, or no, it was Tempo Storm and Optic play it at the minor, and we had to play it to get to the minor, and we actually just, I think, might have been in like a best of 3 or something like that. We ended up winning it, but definitely one of those maps where I don't think we got a real good judge of their skill, because I think there's a lot of guys that can hit shots on that team for sure, but if you're in a situation like that where you're pugging Nuke, it's never going to be easy. For us, I mean, going into the series, we're just going to play our game.
Okay. And final thoughts? Anything future, upcoming for Winterfox?
Future and upcoming for Winterfox? Oh man, there's always stuff on the horizon, but nothing really to speak of. Shout out to our sponsor, Steel Series. Love those guys. They're all here helping run the event. So yeah, check out this Mad City QC.
Right. What do we got?
Pretty dank.
Found out it is an empty box. I wanted to show you guys the Rival 700. You know something?
I swear to God, I'm not getting paid to do this, but I have one of these at home, and I'm still a little like, I don't want to commit to it yet. I'm still using the Rival 300 right now, but probably the most well-made mouse I've ever used.
Yeah?
Yeah. And actually, like, they stepped up and said, like, oh, our mouse is really heavy, and, like, I think it was on the ESEA forums, and people were like, oh, I'll never use it, like, just because it has an LED screen and stuff like that, but this mouse is nuts.
Counter-Strike
it's like an improved Rival 300, a little bit added weight, but it's just, oh my God, the sensor's amazing. I love it.
Yeah, and you can also get it. Mad City GG's the promo code. Steel Series offering 20% off. Everything but controllers for the entirety of the LAN, which, of course, ends today, so get that in if you can. Thanks again, man.
No problem, dude.
See you later.
Thank you.